The chairmen and women of Dunedin's community boards were recently elected to head the 6-member groups that advocate for the areas outside the central city. Garey is the new chairwoman of the Otago Peninsula Community Board. She joins us tonight as part of a series of interviews introducing the chairmen and women of those boards. Good evening, Christine.
Good evening, Rebecca.
Now let's start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, I fell in love with Dunedin when I was here at university and chose to live on the peninsula. Raised my daughter here. My husband and I live here, and I do at the moment is tour guiding. I have a background in education, management and marketing.
Now, how did you get involved in community politics?
Well, I was on the other side of the fence, if you like. I was in the public forums, advocating on behalf of the community for various projects, and I chose to make that natural progression and stand for the board.
Now, what is it about the role of chairwoman that's attracted you?
Well, my two predecessors set a very high benchmark, and it's a real privilege to lead a strong team. We've got 3 men, 3 women, diverse range of skills, and we're really there to make a difference for our community. So it's fantastic to have the opportunity to lead them.
And tell us about the peninsula. What sort of major issues does that area face?
Well, given that we contribute over $100 million from wildlife tourism to the city's economy, that's a very important part of the area. And the issues that we have at the moment are making that balance, striking that balance between the residents and the visitors who come to see the beautiful environment. So we've got everything from keeping a close eye on what Anadarko is planning to do out at sea that could have potentially quite an effect on us, to looking at road safety, and also making sure that our communities are strong, because on occasions we are affected by storms and cut-off and so forth, and strong communities are a really important part of responding really to those sort of situations.
What other items have you got on the agenda?
Well, our main issue is the road widening project. It's known as the Portobello Harrington Point Road Safety Improvements Program. I know that's a very long term, but most people know it as the Peninsula Cycleway. And that's really our focus. 40% of it is completed, and we have 60% to go, and we're absolutely focused on getting that finished. It's very important to the safety of not only pedestrians and road users, but for cyclists as well, of course.
How long will it take to finish off that last 60%?
Well, the plan is 10 years. We're very keen to see the settlements of Broad Bay and Portobello attended to first. We made a promise to the community that we'd focus on getting the school children to school safely.
What are your hopes for that area in the next 3 years?
Well, that is one of them. I'm delighted to be part of this Safer Speeds project that's operating at the moment on the peninsula, trying to make it a safer area for drivers, and really making sure that there's engagement with the community. I'd like to think at the end of 3 years that we would have progressed that even further. We've done some fantastic things on the peninsula from the community board, and I see that continuing. It's been a real pleasure to work with the staff, and we have very impressive council staff who have wonderful expertise, and that's very much a part of the equation.
And what about your future in local politics? A seat on the City Council perhaps?
I will look at it again, but for now I'm really enjoying community politics. And I thank Channel 39 for focusing on the community boards, because it's a very important part of local government.
Garey, Otago Peninsula Community Board Chairwoman, congratulations and thanks very much for your time.
Thank you, Rebecca.